Hello everybody, today we learn how to crochet the crocodile stitch. Begin by chaining multiples of 5 plus 1. Let's move on to row number 1. We skip the first 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and into the 7th one we will work 2 double crochet. So this is our first one and our second one. Now chain 1. Skip the next 2 chains, 1, 2, and into the next one work 1 double crochet. And chain 1. Skip the next 2 chains and work 2 double crochet into the very next. One and 2. Chain 1. Skip again the next 2 chains and to work a double crochet into the very next. Chain 1. Now continue the row by skipping the next 2 chains and work 2 double crochet into the very next chain stitch, chain 1, skip the next 2 stitches and work a double crochet into the very next. Work like this till you reach at the end of the row. You should end row 1 with a double crochet into the last chain stitch. Sometimes you will end with 2 double crochet instead of 1. You will have 1 double crochet here and 2 double crochet at the end of the row. It doesn't matter, that depends on your number of your stitches. So let's move on to next row. We will continue with the first row. Chain 1 and turn. What we have to do now is to work around these posts. We will do 5 front post double crochet around the next post here. So this is our first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Turn this double crochet down, and now we have to work around the next post. But to do this easier, turn your work upside down like this, and now work 5 more double crochet into around the next post here. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Turn your work to the right side and work a slip stitch into the next stitch on the top from the next double crochet from the previous row. So work a slip stitch here just to secure your crocodile stitch. Now go to the next double crochet and work a crocodile stitch, working around these posts like we did before. So we need 5 front post double crochet around the next post, one, two, three, four, and 5. Turn again your work upside down and to work 5 double crochet around the next post. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Turn your work to the right side again. Work a slip stitch into the next stitch on the top from the previous double crochet and continue the row by working 5 double crochet around the next post. Then turn your work like this and to work 5 double crochet around this post. Turn again your work and do a slip stitch into the next stitch. Work all across till you reach at the end of the row. Work a slip stitch into the 5th chain from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it doesn't matter if this is not the 5th but the 4th or the 6th one. You just need to secure your crocodile stitch. Now let's move on to row number 2. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Turn your work. This chain of 3 counts as your first double crochet and you need 1 more double crochet into the same first stitch. So into the same stitch as the chain 3, work 1 more double crochet. Chain 1. Now work a double crochet into this space. Chain 1 and now work 2 double crochet into the stitch from the previous slip stitch. So into here on the top of the slip stitch from the previous row, work 2 double crochet. And the second one. Chain 1 and to work a double crochet into this space here. And chain 1. Continue the row by working 2 double crochet into the stitch from the slip stitch from the previous row, chain 1 and then a double crochet into the next space here, chain 1 and 2 double crochet into the stitch from the slip stitch from the previous row all across till you reach at the end. You should end this row with 2 double crochet into the last turning stitch. So let's move on. Let's continue with row 2. Chain 1 and turn. What we have to do now is to begin with a crocodile stitch. So as we did before, we will work 5 double crochet around this first post. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 and 5. Turn again your work upside down and continue with 5 double crochet around the next post here. One, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Turn your work again to the right side and work a slip stitch on the top from the next double crochet from previous row. Now continue the row with a crocodile stitch, working around the next 2 posts, and then a slip stitch into the stitch on the top from the previous double crochet all across till you reach at the end of this row. You should end row 2 with a crocodile stitch. And now we are ready for row 3. Chain 1 and turn. Now we have to work straight into this space here and do a slip stitch. Then chain 3, 1, 2, 3. This counts as your first double crochet, and then chain 1 more to work our next 2 double crochet. So work 2 double crochet into the next stitch, which is the slip stitch we made to the previous row. So into the slip stitch space, work 2 double crochet. One, and 2. Chain 1 and then work a double crochet into the next space here and chain 1. Continue the row by working 2 double crochet into the top of the previous slip stitch, chain 1, and then work a double crochet into the next space. Continue like this all across till you reach at the end of the row. End the row with a double crochet into the last space. Now chain 1 and turn your work. What you have to do now is to work a crocodile stitch around these posts here, and then a slip stitch into the next double crochet stitch, and then again a crocodile stitch and a slip stitch all across till you reach at the end of this row. End row 3 with a slip stitch into the last turning chain. And this is it, perfect! You've just done your crocodile stitch. I hope you like this video. If you do, please leave a feedback and don't forget to visit my blog for more free patterns. See you again in my next video. Bye bye!